everybody, this is Caslon for Drop Top Tees, and you can see it's been raining out today. So what do you do on a day when you can't drive around your car top down? You make videos about driving your car top down. In this case, 10 tips that will help you win awards at car shows. Those of you who know us from online know that we enter a lot of car shows, and we do pretty decent at them. Over the last 2 years, we've probably placed in about 80% of the car shows we've been in. For those of you who don't know, here's a sampling of some of the awards we've won. I'm not an expert at this, but we do have a few wins to back up what I'm about to say. Now, the funny thing is, when you look up how to do well at car shows, you will find a mix of results. 2 or 3 people will say, do X, don't do Y. The next 2 or 3 people will say, do Y, you don't really need to do X. So, some of the things I'm going to say, people can argue both ways. What I'm going to do is give you my advice based on what has worked for us. We show 2 different cars. This is Itsy. We have another car just like this without as many mods on it called Saxy. They've each won awards. Itsy wins probably 85% of the shows she goes in. She at least places in her class. So what we're going to do now is go over 10 things, 10 hints, 10 tips to help you perform well at car shows. And let me say these, we're going to go over 10 tips. These are geared for local and regional car shows. Some of them apply to major national and international events. This is not geared towards somebody trying to do well at Pebbles Beach or Amelia Island. If you even manage to get a car accepted at either one of those, you're already a winner to begin with. This is more for the car enthusiast, as a daily driver, maybe partly built as a show car, going out to car shows around the area where they live at, maybe national. We've been in a couple regional events, actually a lot of regional events, and several national, international events, and have won awards in them. But if you're looking at the very top-notch, snobby, elitist car shows, totally different ball game. You have to have a whole different kind of car to even get to those. So this is local, regional tips. So we're going to start off with tip number 1. This may seem obvious, but believe me, not everybody does it. Know your car. I can't even begin to tell you how many car shows we've been at, whereas we walk around looking at all the other cars, we ask one of the owners a question about their car, not a hard question, and they can't answer it. If you have any kind of performance or sports related car, know how much horsepower your car has, know how much torque it has, understand or at least be able to name off your mods and things you've done to it. If it's your you're the second or third owner, research it and find out what's been done to the car. If people come around asking about your car, that means they're interested in it. If you can't give them the information they're seeking, you probably just lost votes. If you don't take the time to learn about your car, other people aren't going to waste time voting for it. Number 2, peace. Know what kind of car show you are attending. There's 2 basic forms of voting. One is Concors style judging, where the car show will have people judge the car. Many times, professional judges. The other kind, and more common in local and regional events, definitely the most popular overall, is where the owners of the cars vote for the class winners and best of show and all of that. Sometimes you get to vote for every class in the car show. Sometimes they'll have like 25 or 35 classes, and you'll get a list that give you like 10 to 15 different classes to vote for. Other times, you only get to vote for the class that you are in. It just depends. Different car shows do it different ways. Some car shows will have a People's Choice Award to where the spectators vote for their favorite car. Or they may have a Mayor's Choice or some big wig associated with the car show, the Founder's Choice or something like that, where they pick out their favorite car. Sometimes the event promoters select Best in Show in multiple classes and the owners vote for the class awards. Every show is a little bit different. So when you register for a show or before you register for a show, try to figure out how it's operated. That gives you a better chance of preparing properly for it. So it gives your car the best chance to succeed and do well. Number 3, prep your car. And I mean more than just cleaning it. If you mod your car, as you create your build over however many years it takes, if you know you're going to be showing it in car shows, try to make it a consistent theme. Like on Etsy, I have custom badges on it. You can show this. I have my own Spider badge because it's a 124 Spider. I have the same exact emblem all over the car. I'm presenting a consistent theme. Because it's an Italian designed car, I have Italian stripes on the vehicle to show off its heritage. And because a lot of the bigger car shows we go to are Italian car shows. So I'm building it to cater to those type of shows. Even in the engine bay. I have a paint scheme with the Italian flag colors. I really want to paint these to get rid of this blue because it doesn't match. On the placard I used to show off the mods. I'm sticking with the Italian color theme because it matches the paint scheme on the car. So both in how you choose to color the car, other maybe accessories you show with the car, the mods that you do on your car, have a consistent theme. If you're putting mods on your car, make sure they support each other. Don't put on one performance mod and then put on something else that cancels out the effects of the first. Especially at owner-judge shows, they're car enthusiasts too. Chances are they've built out their own cars. If you have inconsistencies in your mods, they will note that. And you're going to rob yourself of votes if you just haphazardly put together your build. Plan out your build first, then pursue it. Next part, and this is very important, when in prepping your car, make sure your car is absolutely clean. Concors style judging is completely over the top with their cleaning expectations. They not only want to see a clean outside, clean wheels, tire dressing, they're going to look down on the inside here and look at the inside of your wheel. Is the inside clean? If you can see it, they can see it, and they will judge it. They're going to look down into every little crevice in your car. Is there dirt down there? Did you clean it? Whoa, I mean, my car is filthy right now. But they're going to look everywhere they can. This stuff's simple out here. Did you remember to clean back here? Because they're going to remember to look. Your engine bay. It's easy just to wipe off the top, but the engine bay is a killer for many people because look at all the little crooks and crannies and crevices and places where dirt can linger down deep in. Again, at a Concors style show, if they can see it, they will judge it. So the level of prep as far as cleaning goes has to be entirely over the top. And not only over the top, it has to be underneath too, because believe it or not, some Concors judges, my God, my car's so filthy right now. We were driving in the rain earlier today. Will bring a stick and a mirror, put it down underneath your car and see if you remember to clean the undercarriage. Seriously, it can get that intense. Some people who do a lot of Concors show entries will use that to their advantage. They'll make sure their undercarriage is spotless, and then they'll even lay down mirrors when they present their car so that judges can easily look underneath and see that they've taken the time and how meticulous they've prepared their car, and they're showing off the fact that they did it the right way. They're inviting the judges to look, which helps score them points. And really, in a concourse style judging, you normally don't score points, you lose points. What they'll do is they may say every car starts off with 100, every car starts off with 300, every car starts off with 400, whatever points. And then when they inspect, they're basically noting deductions. Every imperfection in the paint minus so many points. The judges have a meeting and they have a scale that they use. A piece of dirt, smudge, whatever, they have set deductions, and whoever has the highest number of points at the end are the winners. They also want to see consistent themes in any kind of mods you do. Some of them flat out don't want to see mods at all, and that goes back to know the type of show you're going to. But we really aren't focused on concourse style judging. We're more local and regional, and so in that regard, when it comes to cleaning, you probably don't have to worry about cleaning the underside of your car. You probably don't have to worry about getting all the way down deep into the engine bay and cleaning everything, because the people judging your car are fellow owners. They know how impossible it is to take a car you drive every day and have it in perfect presentation mode at a car show that weekend that you drove a couple hours to get to. It gets dirty just getting there. So make sure you have your car presentable. The cleaner you can afford to make it, the better. Number 4, arrive early. If the car show opens registration at 9, be there at 7. Even if you can register online, get there early. Why? Because you want to be one of the first cars on the show field so you can select the best position for your car. A lot of times clubs will go to car shows. They may bring 5, 10, 20, 25 cars, and they all get there early because they want their club to be in the best position to show off their cars. If you get there right when registration opens, or half an hour or an hour later, you're going to get stuck out in the nether regions or be caught in the middle of a row of cars where you greatly decrease the chance of your car being noticed. And that's what it's all about. You need to get people to notice your car. Now, if you do get there late because of traffic or whatever, get there late, use it to your advantage. Some shows make you register as you drive in. You have to basically go through like a registration gate. Other shows, you get to go park and then walk to a registration tent and register. If you get to park on the show field or show area first, take a quick walk around the area. See what cars are in what classes, and then use that knowledge to your advantage. Most of the time, your car will qualify for multiple classes. You only get to pick one. So in a case like this, I have an import that's a convertible. I may also qualify as like a modern car or a daily driver, or who knows what classes they have. I take a walk around the show field and I see there's like 20 imports and only 5 convertibles. I would be crazy not to register this show as a convertible. I'm increasing my odds of winning. If you're late, not the best thing, but use that to your advantage. That ties directly into number 5. Location, location, location. Just like selling houses or any kind of real estate, location is paramount at car shows. Why? As I already said, if people don't see your car, they can't vote for it. Ideally, you got there early, You hit the show field early and you can pick out a prime location in which to display your car. Some car shows will show you, they will guide you and point to where they want you to park. A lot of shows let you pick your own spot. So the early bird gets the worm. I'm throwing up a couple videos right here. Say you're at a show where the cars are all parked along Main Street in town, or maybe around a square at the town center, or maybe you're in a huge parking lot where you have multiple rows of cars in the show. Especially when you have smaller cars like these. Do not back all the way into your parking space. And you can see on the video as I'm talking why. In this first example, I'm walking down a row of cars. I am already up to my car before you can even tell it's there. Most people, many people, by the time they notice my car is there, have already seen that pickup over there, that convertible over there. Their eyes are already locked on it. They want to go see what that is. They see you in passing. You don't even garner a second look. They're already off to see what's captured their attention. Now in the second example, same parking spot, I parked very far forward in the parking spot, so my nose is sticking out a little bit. Don't worry about it. You stick out too far, the promoters will come by and tell you to back up a little bit. This time as I'm walking down, I can see my car. I'm giving my car a chance to capture attention. The goal is to get the voters to come check out your car. If they don't notice you, they will never vote for you. Your job is to get people to your car. The way you park, where you park, all helps do that. And on that same line, same idea. If you ever have your car photographed professionally, now I'm kind of at a bad angle here, but they will almost always have the front wheel turned in the direction, away from the direction they're taking pictures of. Why? Because it makes the car look better. It presents a classic view of the car. If you're able to do it, if you're in a position where you can get a side look at your car, definitely do that. And here's what you want to do. On your steering wheel, have the steering wheel straight, turn it one full turn in the direction that you want your wheels to face. That way, like my emblem, it's still straight up and down. Whatever you have in here, the steering wheel looks correct, and yet your wheels are slightly turned to give it that little extra image enhancement for people walking by. You can see on this other picture I have how in this case, this is the most recent car show we were at, our cars took first and second in their class. We got there late simply because it was a long drive and this car show started early. And we were going to be relegated to the Netherlands of where the show was. It was basically around a county seat, town square in the middle of town, with the show extending down side streets. Well, we found this spot right in the middle of the town square where there was nobody there. And so we just parked there. We ended up being in the middle of the square. Even though we got there late, we got prime real estate because nobody else took advantage of those two empty spots. And they asked us to move our car slightly forward so we weren't blocking a place where they wanted to put a classic truck. We did. Truck never showed up. So we had this choice prime land where we're the only cars there. Everybody in the car show is going to see us. It was awesome. Pay attention to where you put your car, how you position it, because as we're about to see, presenting your car has a lot to do with winning. But before we get more deep into that, do not forget to take cleaning supplies with you. Especially if you drive your car there, it's going to get dirty along the way. Interior cleaner, window cleaner, and an absolute mandatory item for me, I use the glass coat go-to waterless wash. There are different similar products out there. At the show field, you're not going to have a hose to wash down your car. Waterless wash is the way to go. And then of course some microfiber towels so you can do all the cleaning you need to do. Now, let's go over on the other side. I'll show you how good this stuff works. This is why you want something like this. You can see from driving earlier the dirt we got from driving in the rain. This is go-to waterless wash at its best. You just got to the car show, you may not have dirt even this bad. I want it on spray. I was going to spray it a little bit, wipe with a cloth. You just go one direction with it. Look at that. Let me do it on the gas lid here. You can see it again. I can, if needed, do this entire car. If I have about 3 microfiber towels, I can do this back to me. If needed, I can in 15 minutes wipe down my entire car and remove every speck of dust on it with a waterless wash. In this case, Last Coat go-to waterless wash. This is my favorite. I love this stuff. I will never go to a car show without it. And then during the course of the event, we were at a car show, I think 2 car shows ago, where we were in a high pressure situation with a lot of dust and haze and dirt in the air. And we had to wash dust off the car probably every 45 minutes. It would get so much dirt and pollen on it that you could see it. And so we had to continually dust it down. Don't neglect stuff like that, especially while or up to the point where judging closes. After the judging closes, then maybe you don't need to do it anymore. But while there's still people coming around looking at your car able to vote for it, do your best to keep it clean and in a good presentation mode. Put all your clutter items with your chairs and under your canopy if you have the canopy. Worst case, put them in your trunk. At a Concorso, don't even do that because they're going to have you're going to have your trunk open when they inspect it and they'll see it. Take all these clutter things and put them outside your car, preferably by your chair, underneath the canopy or whatever. We just were at a car show last weekend to where a guy had this like gorgeous like 1946 pickup truck. Great paint job. Everything on the truck was very, very nice. In the driver's seat, he had an opened candy bar wrapper just sitting there in the driver's seat. And it's like, you have this gorgeous vehicle and you have a piece of trash sitting on the driver's seat. He lost votes because of that. I don't remember if he won or not, if he won any awards. But I guarantee you, he would have done better if he had taken the time to clean the trash out of his seat. The rest of the truck was presented impeccably. He had his windows up. Maybe he was thinking people wouldn't look in. I don't know. Don't make those kinds of mistakes. Keep your car presentable at all times. Don't leave clutter and trash. And what may not seem like trash to you is to other people. If it didn't come with the car, don't have it inside your car. Okay, we're up to number 7. Sell your car. Make people want to vote for it. Make people want to come see it. One way to do that is if you have mods on your car, make a list of mods. Some people will do it with a large full-size display stand. If you're still adding mods and you're planning on adding a lot more mods, you probably don't want to waste the money on doing this and having to redo it every time you put on more mods. So do what we do. We have a simple little placard that lists all the, hard to see, it lists all the mods. It also shows the clubs we're in and says who we are and where we're from. If we or somewhere else and somebody comes by when we're not there, they have a lot of information about what we've done to the car right here. A full-size display stand is even better, where you can present your list of mods, maybe a brief history or any unique facts about the car that you may have. But you have to let people know what's on it. Even a car enthusiast, they may know what your car is, but they don't know that that silver trim on your door is standard. They may not know that you put that on there yourself, that the actual car comes with no decorative trim on it at all. You have to point things like that out so they get a better feel for what all you've done to make your car look nicer and make it more unique. Part of your job is to let everybody else there know what you've done to your car, what time and effort you've put into it, and the only way to do that is, the best way to do that is to make a list of everything you've done. And along with mod lists, how you position the car, if you have a chance, even if you're in a row of cars, instead of parking straight, if you can turn a little sideways, do it, so that somebody walking by gets to see more of the car than just the front on look. If they can see the side of the car, it helps draw them in. Another thing a lot of people do is they have little gimmicks. And by gimmicks, I mean they may have a little mini-me. Okay? You'll see a lot of Mustangs and Camaros and all kinds of other cars that will have a model of their car painted exactly the same way their car is. And they'll either put it in the back or they'll put it up in the engine bay. Just something to help make you take a second look. If they get you to come look at their car, they've increased their chances of getting a vote. Now at the same time, little things like that are good. Trying to go over the top and getting crazy is bad. So if you have so much stuff on your car that people pay more attention to all the little gimmicks that you have instead of the car itself, you're actually taking attention away from the car. We had a car in the Flower Mound 4th of July show that we went to, had close to 300 cars in it. There was a white Dodge Charger with just black trim. It was totally stock car. Didn't win an award in its class at all. It got shut out. It was just a basic Dodge Charger. But it had 4 or 5 stormtroopers around it, like full size. And it had a placard talking about Star Wars and stormtroopers, and it's the name of the car, they named it something to do with Star Wars. So even though it didn't win a class award, the spectators liked it and it won the People's Choice Award. Now they had to have been going for that award. They knew they weren't going to win because it was a completely stock car. But they found a way to make their car unique and appeal to spectators. And so they probably only go to car shows where there's People's Choice Award. They know what their car show is, they know what the strengths of their vehicle is, and they figured out a way to promote their car that for the vote they're going after, they make it desirable for people to vote for. That's okay for that. They'll never win a class award doing that because car enthusiasts aren't going to vote because you have mannequins. They're going to vote because of the way your car's looking and presented. But again, hey, it works for them and they got the award that they were going after. You cannot, or you hinder your efforts to sell your car if you're not there by your car. People will come by and want to ask questions. They have questions they want to ask. They may just come by and talk about the car. Don't force yourself on people and say, hey, come over here, look at my car. Don't do that. Then you're just being annoying. But if there's a group of people, or even a single person standing there looking at something, go over and talk to them. It's the same way as a salesman in a department store. Hey, they're wearing a Michigan State jacket. Come up and say, who's Michigan State playing today? Break the ice. Once you establish a little bit of rapport, by that point they've already asked you the question they have, or you can ask, hey, do you have any questions, or I noticed you were looking at that. In my case, we get all kinds of questions and comments about our shift knob with a spider in it because our car is a 124 spider. All kinds of people talk to us about that. So it's a great way. From there, it transitions into other comments about the car. Again, don't force yourself on people, but if they're standing there admiring your car, give them a chance to ask questions about it and learn more about it. The more they learn about it, the more engaged they are, the greater the chance they'll turn around and vote for you if they're one of the voters. Same thing going back to gimmicks. We always take my race helmet. I track this car. I don't do it competitively. I do it just for the joy of having the car out on the track. But we take the helmet and sit it right here. Unlike some people who put up their little sign saying, look but don't touch, we encourage people to touch our cars. We encourage people to get in them and see what it's like to sit in the driver's seat, especially young boys and girls. Because if they come over and sit down in it and pretend they're driving, and they have a huge smile on their face, and then you ask if they want to put on the helmet, they'll always say yes. I think we've had one person ever say no. You put the helmet on them and mom and dad's getting a picture, or grandma and grandpa's getting a picture, and they're just smiling away, and they step out of the car and go, this is my favorite car here. You just got yourself some votes. Even if they're just spectators, the person 3 cars down who's trying to decide whether he should vote for your car or another car over there, he sees you interacting with other people and creating smiles and good times, much more inclined to vote for you. Especially if those people are sitting down there, maybe not even at their car or not engaging anybody. You are selling your car and you're selling yourself. And that's the next hint. Sell yourself. Because people will link you together. Hey, that's the guy that has that car. Or that's the lady that has that car. If you're surly, if you're frowning, if you're complaining about your aunt, complaining about something else, that's what they remember about you. Don't give them a chance to have negative thoughts associated with you. Stay positive, stay pleasant, stay engaging, stay outgoing. Smile when you're with people. Sell yourself. You are part of this car. You're a team. So play the team member. Help your car be presented in the best light possible. Do not badmouth other owners or cars at the show. He may be the biggest obnoxious jerk ever in car show history. Guess what? The other people there already know that. He may have a major flaw with his car that he's trying to cover up in a very creative way. Guess what? Most of the other people already know that. They don't need you to point it out. If you emit negative vibrations, you are losing votes. Stay positive in everything. When you walk around, and this is the next thing, when you walk around, number 9, check out the competition. When you're walking around, if you see somebody who's done something cool with their car, compliment it. Remember, you're selling yourself. People love compliments, especially on their baby that they just spent God knows how many hours working on over the last year to get ready to present it during this car show season. Compliment their efforts. Don't be false about it, because people can see that too. But if they've done a good job, compliment them. Ask them about what they did. How did you do this? Or, wow, that looks cool. How hard was that to do? Get them talking about their car. If you get them interested in what they've done, they are going to remember you in a positive way. And when it comes time to vote, again, that could be the difference between getting a vote or not. And in shows, one vote can be the difference between placing or not getting anything at all. Sell your car, sell yourself, check out the competition, see what they're doing. And don't forget to compliment other owners. complimenting somebody else, even if it's a car in the same class as you, that's not going to take votes away from you. It's going to help point out that you're part of the family. Other people will notice that, and that may affect or influence their votes. All is fair, but do it in a nice way. The next reason you want to check out other cars, number one, is you're doing it because you're there because you like cars. You naturally want to go check them all out. Look how other owners are presenting. Look at their little gimmicks. Look at what they're doing, how they position their car, where they chose to put their car in the show field. And then when winners are announced, try to match up your knowledge of the other cars with who won the most votes, who won the awards. What did they possibly do that maybe I could incorporate into my presentation? Or maybe they had something on their car that you could put on yours and not outright steal the idea, adapt it to the theme of your build. Help yourself in future car shows by learning from those who did well in this car show. And that brings us to number 10. This should be a no-brainer, but for some people it's not. In some car shows, you are allowed to vote for your own class. In some car shows, you are allowed to vote for your own car. Do not ever not vote for your own car if you have the chance to do so. Okay, let me say that again. If you have the opportunity to vote for your own car and you are there to try to win an award, vote for your own car and do not feel bad about it. It is not cheating. It is not unethical. Everybody else there trying to get an award is going to vote for their own car. It only makes sense. Do not rob yourself of one guaranteed vote. Again, one vote can be the difference between winning an award and going home empty-handed. If you are allowed to vote for your own car, always, always, always vote for your own car. It seems simple, yet some people feel bad about doing it. Oh, I can't vote for myself. Well, even if you can vote for your own class, if you're not allowed to vote for your own car, they will let you know that. Ask them when you get the ballot, are we allowed to vote for ourselves? And they'll tell you yes or no. Never turn down an opportunity to gain a vote, especially when it's your own vote. It makes no sense to vote for the competition. You could be voting yourself out of an award. And then in conclusion, one last bonus tip. That is one of the most important things I can say. It doesn't matter whether you expect to win or not. You're at a car show. Overall, it's a social event. Your biggest expectation should be to have fun. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the cars. Enjoy all the other owners. Overall, car enthusiasts are a fantastic and friendly bunch of people. So jump into the mix and have fun at the car show. Don't be like one friend I have who a couple car shows ago, he was in a class with about 17 cars. He had one of the top 2 cars there, arguably the best. But he came home empty-handed, and a month later, he's still bummed out about it. Voters are fickle. They won't always vote for the best deserving car. Go to the show, have fun. If you take home any hardware, that's a bonus. Don't go in making it to where, man, if I don't win best in show, if I don't win my class, if I don't get a class award, my day's been ruined. Don't do that to yourself. You can win 5 shows in a row, go to a show where there's only a couple cars and you clearly have the best car there in your class and win nothing. That's just the way it goes. There's good days, there are bad days. Your key should be focused on enjoying all of them. The awards are like dessert after a good dinner. Enjoy the dinner, and if you have room for dessert, cool. If not, you still enjoyed your dinner. Don't pigeon yourself into, I need an award, I need an award, I need an award. Enjoy the event, enjoy the people, enjoy the cars, and that in turn, long term, will lead you to having more success in car shows. For Drop Top Tees, this is Tesla. If you like the video, thumbs up. hit subscribe. Come by our shop, buy a t-shirt. See you next time.